Hello, this presentation is on the California Buckeye. It is a case study on how the Buckeye tree is adapted to the California climate. Let's see if we can get started. The California Buckeye was first described in 1834 by the French botanist Edouard Spach. The common name for the California Buckeye, California Buckeye, Aesculus californica, also called horse chestnuts, is a large deciduous shrub or small tree that grows wild in the western United States. According to the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, it is native plant database. It is the only type of buckeye native to the West. You can often see them in Contra Loma Park or in Round Valley Park if you happen to hike those regional parks. Distribution. This member of the Hippocastaceae family thrives on the woody slopes and in arid canyons throughout the coastal California and Sierra Nevadas. So the coastal California and in the Sierra Nevadas. It is not found on the marshland parts of the delta, so you won't find it out by Brandon Island or down in the marsh areas next to the river, but they are up into the arid canyons of Black Diamond Mines or Round Valley Regional Park. It thrives in nutrient-poor, dry soil with moderate to low amounts of water. This rapidly growing tree, which propagates from seeds, can grow as much as 10 inches a year. Growing your own buckeye tree. You can grow Aesculus californica by harvesting its seeds in the late fall. And these are the seeds. The seeds dry out quickly, so plant them immediately in a spot that has well-drained soil and full sunlight. Water the young shrub regularly during its first year of growth. It will become established after the first year. Mature plants are low maintenance and require only occasional pruning. The field studies class at Independence High School picks these seeds every year around now, November, and we will be planting them into the Sand Creek Basin as part of a natural restoration project for the Sand Creek. Why it grows in California. It thrives in nutrient-poor, dry soil with moderate to low amounts of water. Most of California has a Mediterranean climate, long dry summers and mild rainy winters. Mediterranean climates are found in around the 45-degree latitude. So California, of course the Mediterranean Sea, Spain, Italy, and also at the same latitude but in the southern hemisphere, so Australia, South Africa, and on the coast of Chile. It is true that California is a true California endemic. It does not occur elsewhere in the world, so it is a unique plant just to California, although it is found up in the Oregon coastline also. And you'll recognize it by the flowers you'll see or early fall leaves. Again, it is mostly in the Sierra Nevadas and the Central Coast, although you can find it up into Oregon also. It is adapted to California. The Buckeye is actually finely tuned to California's version of the Mediterranean climate. It is one of the first trees to grow leaves. Why wait until April to leaf out when water is available in February? Which is true when you think about California. We get our rain in February, January, November. So that's when the California Buckeye does most of its growing and leafing. Since we have a relatively mild climate without snow, it will leaf out very early when the water is here. Why hold on to your green leaves until October when it gets really parched in June? So again, it rains usually up until February. Sometimes we'll get rain up March and April. But then it starts getting really hot, especially in this area. And so why should the tree hold on to its leaves when it's just going to be sucking very little water and trying to protect it? So the California buckeye, well adapted to this kind of climate, leaves out early when the rain is here in the February, and then the leaves are no longer needed by June because it's done all its growth. And so June and July, they turn brown. A. californica has adapted to its native Mediterranean climate by growing during the wet late winter and spring months and entering dormancy in the dry summer months, though those growing on the coastal regions tend to hold on to their leaves until mid-autumn. The sequence of seasonal delights begins not long after the first fall rains. In the cool, damp shadows, the glossy mahogany-colored seeds that litter the ground under their mother tree begin to come to life. Here's the seeds, and it's beginning to sprout out. A large, creamy finger-like projection creeps out of the seed and curves downward to impale the earth. Here it is. Here's the root coming out. After penetrating the damp earth, a secondary furrow of growth occurs where the finger meets the soil. It produces a glossy red, rose-pink or red stem topped with tiny chartreuse green fingered foliage. This is the infant tree. So here's the stem, and here's the green foliage coming out of the seed. One of the first trees to have leaves, the buckeye heralds the approaching spring long before any other tree. So it is the first tree to leaf out in February. The flowers appear in early summer. Then it is the first tree to have brown leaves. By late summer and fall, the trees again catch everyone's attention as the branch tips droop with clusters of what look like large leathery pears. Here they are right here, these large leathery pears, which are the seeds. Soon the husks split open and those remarkable glossy seeds cover the ground again. Though thoroughly inedible, unless leached of their toxins, as the native Californians did, there is something irresistible about this seed, looking as if it had been carved, lacquered, and polished. They are right here. All parts of the California buckeye are toxic to non-native insects, humans, and livestock. Poison is from the glycosidal compounds that are present in all plant parts. Native California Indians would make a liquid from these seeds and use it to stun fish. This tree and its flowers are poisonous to the non-native European honeybees. Humans have been poisoned by honey that have been made from these bees. So they recommend if you plant this buckeye tree, you should plant it away from honeybee aviaries. However, native pollinators relish the collection of nectar without side effects. The adult pale swallowtail butterfly appears particularly fond of this plant. Here it is right here. And this is its caterpillar form that eats it. Then these two bugs become toxic because they've taken the poison from the nectar and from the leaves, and so they are not very edible to certain birds. That concludes this case study of the California buckeye.